we need to be clear whatever Quran teaches us about Sayyidina Isa ala nabiyyina alayhi salatu wassalam. There is no doubt that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala blessed him with incredible qualities, the attributes, the powers of Sayyidina Isa ala nabiyyina alayhi salatu wassalam, they are indeed immense. And Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has mentioned them in the glorious Quran. So what we need to know is what's our belief about Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. And when we learn about his blessed status, then we'll bring it back to how he wished for to be amongst the ummah of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So who is Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam? So Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has honored the humanity with approximately 124,000 prophets alayhi salatu wassalam, who have come from Sayyidina Adam ala nabiyyina alayhi salatu wassalam until the ultimate and final prophet Sayyiduna Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So they, amongst them, that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala chose 313 to be the leaders of these prophets. And they are called Rusul, or messengers alayhi salatu wassalam. So the difference is that a messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, they bring their own sharia. They bring their own set of principles awarded to them by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the prophets alayhi salatu wassalam, the Anbiya kiram alayhi salam, they follow the sharia of the prior Rasul alayhi salam. So Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has distributed His grace, His rahmah, His mercy through approximately 124,000, then chosen from them 313 to be the leaders of the ummahs. And of those 313, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, تِلْكَ الرُّسُلُ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْدَهُمْ عَلَى بَعْدٍ, that even amongst them I have chosen some to lead these 313. And they are called Anbiya ulul azm. And they are crème de la crème. They are the best of the best. And of those are only 5 are included amongst them. And the leader of all of them is indeed our final Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, followed by Abul Anbiya, Sayyidina Ibrahim ala nabiyyina wa salatu wassalam. Every prophet who came after Ibrahim alayhi salam came in the blessed family of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, followed by Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, and then Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, and then Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam. So what we find out is that these 5, they are better than all the angels created by Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, better than all jinns created, better than all humans created, better than the entire creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of those 5, one of them is Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. So a great title he holds. And then Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, from Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala calls him Kalimatullah. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala calls him Ruhullah. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala calls him Masih. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has granted him to be Wajih. All these incredible titles of Sayyidina Isa ala nabiyyina wa salatu wassalam. In his mere 33 years of his apparent life on this world, in phase 1 of apparent life, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, for only 33 years, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala chose him to be amongst the top 5 of his entire creation. That Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala awarded him these titles. That Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, when it comes to the incredible miracles given to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala says, وَأُبْرِيُ الْأَكْمَهَ وَالْأَبْرَصَ وَأُحْيِي الْمَوْتَ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. My beloved, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, who is he? He is the one who cures leprosy. He is the one who gives eyes to those who did not even have sockets for the eyes in their skulls. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala gave him the power, the miracle to bring the sightless to be given the gift of sight. For those who were eyeless, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala gave him the power to bless them with eyes. And all through the rahmah of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, and then Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala gave him the incredible power, وَأُحْيِي الْمَوْتَ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam says himself that Allah ta'ala has given me the power to bring back the dead back to life. And that's also the incredible miracle of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. So with all these miracles, the risk was, as ma'azallah, these non-Muslims who got deviated, who got distracted, and they ma'azallah called him God or Son of God. And then that's what they're trying to teach our children in nativity plays and in all these cartoons and all these events. So what we need to know that despite all of this, look at the beautiful way in which Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, who knows, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala indeed knows that there are those who will try to misguide the ummah. So Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam is born from Virgin Mary radiallahu ta'ala anha. Sayyidina Maryam radiallahu ta'ala, her blessed mother is mentioned in the Quran. The only woman whose name has been mentioned in the Quran is the mother of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, Sayyidina Maryam radiallahu anha. So that Maryam radiallahu ta'ala who was chaste, who was untouched, and she radiallahu ta'ala gives birth to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. How? Through the special dam which was blown by Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam upon her. And Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala blessed her with a beautiful child in the form of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. So in order to completely differentiate himself from all these false allegations which will be raised against Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, when she radiallahu anha brought Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam in Baitul Maqdis, and at that time people questioned her. And what does she say? She said, why don't you ask my little boy? He will give the answer of who he is. How old was Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam? He was only 3 days old. Only 3 days old. And Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala blessed him with the power to speak. And what does he say? Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala mentions the conversation, the lecture of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam at the age of 3 days. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala says, this is my Isa said to the people, so that it is crystal clear until the day of judgment that who he is and how he's been created. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, he answers to all these people who were raising doubts about his blessed mother. Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam said, Qala inni abdullah. He said, indeed, I am a servant of Allah. So what he making clear? He's making clear that I am no God. I am no son of God. Rather, I am a bondsman of Allah. I am rather a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what we need to know, what we need to teach our children is that there is no holy family. There is no poly family. There is no holy trinity. The only God is Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, who is lam yalid wa lam yulad. And that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has created Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam without father. It is a miracle, but that does not make him God. He says himself at the age of 3 days that Inni Abdullah, I am the servant of Allah. I am the bondsman of Allah. And then what does he say? But then also remember the powers which Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is going to bestow upon me. He says, Atani al-kitaba wa ja'alani nabiyya. He has granted me the book and has made me a prophet. So the Bible, the Injil, that was revealed upon Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, that was something going to happen in future. And Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, he gave the news of the ghaib at the age of 3 days. And he said, Allah Ta'ala has given me a book and has made me a prophet. And then he says, وَجَعَلَنِي مُبَارَكًا أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُ وَأَوْصَانِ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ مَا دُمْتُ حَيًّا. And he made me blessed wherever I may be, and is enjoined prayer and charity upon me as long as I live. So what we learn from his blessed seerah from this ayah, that salah and zakah, these are those two forms of worship which were close to even Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam. So this is a form of worship which has existed in the humanity even before the Sharia of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wassalam is considering it to be an honor, to be joined, to be conjoined with these two forms of worship. So what we know that the salah and zakat, that's the reason why they are pillars of Islam. They are the foundations of Islam. And that's why Allah Ta'ala has kept this form of worship in the ummah of the beloved Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam teaches us how should one respect one's parents. What do the parents deserve? He says, وَبَرًّا بِوَالِدَتِي وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْنِي جَبَّارًا شَقِيًّا. And he made me one who is kind to my mother. He's only 3 days old. But he says, Allah Ta'ala has bestowed me with kindness. Kindness to whom? To my mother. So what we learn, that the ones who deserve the most respect, who deserve the most politeness, the most kindness, they are indeed our own parents. Our own parents deserve the best of behavior from us, the best of conduct from us, the best form of presentation that is worthy of these parents. From whom? From their children. Because Sayyidina Isa has mentioned himself with this quality. And then he says, and then he gives us another form, another part of Aqidah. Those who try to question Mawlidun Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they say, why do you celebrate the birthday of the beloved Habib sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Where is it written? Well, let me show you. This is written in the Holy Quran. Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam is saying, what does he say? He says, وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيَّ يَوْمَ وُلِدْتُ وَيَوْمَ أَمُوتُ وَيَوْمَ أُبْعَثُ حَيًّا. And peace be upon the day when I was born, the day I shall die, and the day I will be resurrected. So Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam is saying that even that day when I am born is peaceful. That this is the day which deserves celebration, because this is the day I am born. The day when I will pass and the day when I will be resurrected, they're all to be celebrated, to be commemorated. So this is the living proof from Quran that even Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, he celebrated his own Mawlid and made it clear when he gave us the glad tiding. Allah Ta'ala mentions his glad tiding in the glorious Quran. He reminded his ummah and everyone to come for 560 years after him. He said, مُبَشِّرًا بِرَسُولٍ يَأْتِي مِن بَعْدِ اسْمُهُ أَحْمَدٍ. There is another prophet to come. So don't be too surprised with all the things which Allah Ta'ala has given me. All my ability to cure leprosy, to give eyesight, to be able to bring back the dead to alive. You might make me think, you might actually think to yourself that your shaitan will distract you, and I don't want anyone to associate me with God because I'm only a servant of Allah. But what he's also telling us is that if you are too impressed by me, then wait and see when the final Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is to come. If you look at my miracles, then you don't even know the strength of the miracles of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because what I am today, what Allah Ta'ala has given me, this is all thanks to wasila of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What I am today is all because of that final Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam who is to come after him. So that's why Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam prayed to Allah Ta'ala, as many other prophets, that Ya Allah, you gave me these incredible miracles, you gave me all these powers, you gave me all these things. But I don't, in addition to that, what I want is to be raised amongst the ummah of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah Ta'ala, of all the prophets alayhi salam, the only prophet who was granted this great request is Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. So he's the only prophet who is still to come again for the second phase. But not as indeed he's a prophet, but this time he would come with not his own set of principles, not with his own sharia, but he would come as the ummah of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that tells us how great an attribute this is, that Allah Ta'ala made us amongst the ummah of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that even the most miraculous of prophets, they wanted to be raised amongst the ummah of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's why Sayyidi Ala Hazrat Imam Ahmad Raza Khan rahmatullahi ta'ala, he says that don't, if you are impressed with Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, then you haven't even understood the beauty of the beloved Habib sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So that's why Imam says, वो कुमारी पाक मरियम, वो नफख्तु फीह कादम है अजब निशान आजम, मगर आमिना का जाया वही सबसे अफजल आया, यही बोले सिदरा वाले, चमने जहां के थाले, सभी मैंने छान डाले, तेरे पाए का न पाया, तुझे यक ने यक बनाया. There is no one like the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam wants to be as a servant of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what our belief is about Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. That's how we need to follow in his footsteps. So we need to be respectful, kind and polite and compassionate to our parents, because that's the quality of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. And we should be in the company of those who celebrate the Mawlid al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, because that's the way of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. And we need to adhere to Salah and Zakah, the foundational principles of Islam, because that's the way of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam as well. That's what it means to pay true tribute to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, is to follow upon his seerah as well. So inshallah, if we stay with Dawat Islami, with the true lovers of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we will be always amongst those who celebrate the Mawlid. We will always be amongst those who make an effort to be in masjid for every salah, who always pay their zakah, and inshallah we'll find them amongst the truly respectful to their parents as well. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala give us all tawfiq to act upon what we have learned. Ameen. Bijah Nabi Ameen sallallahu